Well, finally, I found a doctor who is a physician who's a very distinguished neurologist and one of the leading experts in the United States on Parkinsonisms. And he looked at it and said, no, it's not Parkinson's disease. It's probably either a very small stroke or a very small aneurysm somewhere in the brain. For the moment, just keep living with it. If it doesn't incapacitate you, live with it. Well, I've done that now. This was in November of 1999. So I've been living with it a long time now. What do you do with this? Well, I think what you do with it is you say thank you. I mean, on the whole, having an arm that shakes is better than having an arm that doesn't move because you're dead. I think that it's allowed me access to understanding how other people feel who are faced with far more serious, far more difficult, far more painful diseases or illnesses. This has given me a much richer sense of what people go through, and I hope that it has made me more compassionate than I was before and that I would be now, were I in perfect health and with my arm not shaking. So that I live in hope that someday this will be okay. But that will be in God's doing, not in mine. It reminds me of a line that I've always loved. It's a very simplistic line. It's not something that I would want to push to the nth degree, but I think on the whole it's a very wise statement and a very beautiful statement. It's what, according to at least some of his biographers, was the last thing that Beethoven said before he died. The story is that Beethoven, whom you know, had been quite totally deaf for at least 25 years before his death. Great musician, of course, and you can imagine what a deprivation it was for somebody with that musical talent not to be able to hear. Well, the story is that on his deathbed, Beethoven said to his friends, I am going to be able to hear in heaven. Well, I like to think that I'm going to be able to stop shaking when I'm in heaven. But it'll be a gift of God's, not an accomplishment of mine. It'll be something one lives in hope of.